I've been applying the perfect amount of thermal paste for over 7 years now. Today I bring you the definitive guide to replacing the thermal paste on a PS4 using just a few basic hand tools. Now there are lots of videos out on YouTube about how to replace thermal paste on PS4s, but none of them are as good or as definitive as this guide. I like to have my tools gathered and right around me so they're within reach when I need them. The first thing I'm going to do is remove this encabulator cover from the PS4. Just need to give it a good pry here and up here on the corner. There we go. And after that we can get the other one off right here. There we go, just like that. Nice and easy. After those come off, we just need to flip it over, and we can do the same thing over here. There we go. So that just comes off just like that. After that, we can flip it back over, and then we can just remove the commutator, just like that. It's important to have good sturdy tools when you're doing this just to make sure that you're not going to break anything. Then we can move the interplexing beacon screws. Next we just need to get this magtrometer cover off, so we can remove the screws to do that. Then we can remove the connector for the prefabricated ambulite, and we just need to go through here, just pry that connector right off like that. Then we can remove the whole retro encabulator, just like this. There we go. If you have any bending around the decapacitors like I have here, or around the flux capacitor, all you have to do is just get a hammer and just bend that back a little bit and it's good to go. Next, we just need to remove the thermal paste from around the nubulus right here. Now we need to make sure and clean all of this thermal paste out of the panodermic semi-bolloid slots. If we don't do this, it can cause a major problem with the differential girdle spring on the end of the grammeters, and we definitely don't want that. So we'll just get all of that thermal paste out of there. Now we just need to use some nubulus cleaner to give that a nice good cleaning. Yeah, there we go. That'll clean it right up. Now I'm gonna let this soak on here for a little bit, but we need to make sure it's all cleaned up or else it can reverse the polarity of the magnetic constrictors, and we want to avoid that at all costs. So we'll just soak that up. There we go. Now just to make sure we get the whole rest of the board clean, I'm going to be using a brush just to make sure that the rest of the board is just completely clean. Okay, and now we're ready to apply the perfect amount of thermal paste. If you've been watching me for a long time, you know exactly how much that is. And the main thing with this thermal paste is we just need to make sure this chip is completely covered with a good layer of thermal paste. So just making sure we get enough on there that it is fully covered. If your hands get tired while you're applying this, you know, you may just need to re-grip it. Pretty common thing. Okay, and there we go. The perfect amount of thermal paste. You always have to make sure that when you apply thermal paste, it's the perfect amount. If you don't have the perfect amount on here, you risk reversing the neutron flow, and I think we all know what that would do. Now, I do like to call myself a thermal paste expert, and I can verify that this is the perfect amount. Now we just need to reinstall the board, making sure not to put too much pressure on the oscillator. There we go. One of the most important steps is to seat the thermal paste, so I'll be using a rubber mallet and then a freakishly large metal hammer. I like to give it 3 good whacks. There we go. Now that we know the thermal paste is seated and the prefabulated ambulite will not be breaking down, we can continue with the assembly. Now we just need to reattach the panometric fan connector. And this can just be connected with hot glue. There's no like electronic circuitry or anything on this, so we just need to glue it down so it looks like it's connected. That's the most important thing. And that'll probably hold. And next I just need to lubricate the electronicals. Just give a good coating. This ensures good connection and good electron flow. Then we can continue with the assembly. Now, one more thing I like to do is make sure and lubricate the spurving bearings. So I'm also gonna spray some lubricant right in here. There we go. This ensures those spurving bearings will be lasting a very long time. Then we can put the bottom back on, just give it a little tap tap. That'll make sure it stays on. And same with the top covers. There we go. Perfect. So now that we have this PS4 completely reassembled, I'll go ahead and turn it on and just show you how well it works. So we just have that exact same PS4 hooked up. And here we go. You can see that this PS4 is working great. And there you have the definitive guide for replacing the thermal paste on your PS4. I'm sure you learned way more than you ever learned in any of those other videos on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching today, and happy April Fool's Day. I can't believe I actually bought this thing. This is so stupid. That smells terrible. I'm an idiot.